Hello, my name is Mary Claire Warren and I teach clarinet, flute, saxophone and keyboard. Today I'm going to do a review of this book here, which is the Progressive Keyboard Method Book 1. This is the version that comes with the CD, so if you can still get hold of that, I do find the CDs a bit easier than trying to download the content from their website. And I'm going to play through as well, so you get to hear what the tunes should sound like. So first of all, what I quite like is the contents page. So sometimes you might just gloss through playing all the songs, then you're like, oh, hang on a minute, what does 4/4 mean? Or how do you play this chord? It tells you what it's covering in each lesson. So lesson 1 is middle C, 4/4 time signature. Lesson 2 is the notes D and E. Lesson 3 is the note F and G. That's probably about as far as we'll go in this video. Next of all, we've got quite a lot of stuff to read. If you're taking lessons, then your teacher will explain all this. But if you're teaching yourself, it's a really good book for teaching yourself because everything you need to know is written in here. Obviously, lesson 1, how to find the note C. Personally, I like to use doggy D. So we have our keys arranged in groups of 2 and then 3 black notes. So 2, 3, 2, 3. And in between the small kennel with 2 black notes, we have doggy D. And once you know where D is, C is the note below it. And the note above D is E. And that's all we're going to need for the first few lessons. There's some music theory here. Again, we'll gloss over that and learn all the terminology as and when we need to. But it is all there and it's right at the beginning for you to refer back to. The other thing about this book is that it does use American terminology. So whereas they would say a quarter note, we would call this note that's coloured in a crotchet, which lasts 1 beat in 4/4 time. So what I really like about this book is that it really sets you up to succeed. So for pupils that haven't done much music before, or for adults even returning, then it kind of just, it's easy, and it's better to have too many exercises than not enough, because then the pupils will feel good if you can say, oh, we can skip that one. This book is also available in a sort of child's format as well for younger children, and all the younger children, probably from the age of 6, I'd say, for one-to-one lessons. They've all done really well with this book. It's got all the same music in it, but it has colourful illustrations. And again, we've got how to find C, we've got what your finger numbers are, we've got a bit of music theory, and then just on the first page we play the note C 8 times and it has a name. So all the songs have got names, whereas in the more grown-up book they just have exercise 1, exercise 2. And this book covers the same ground as the first 3 of the colourful books. So this one's really for people teaching themselves, people that haven't done any music before, and older children that kind of think the cartoons are too childish for them. So without further ado, I will play exercise 1. So exercise 1 is very simple. You want to be sitting up nice and straight, nice angle on your arm there, so you're reaching down, you're not down here. And we're going to play the note C 8 times. Easy peasy, everyone can do that. Then the next one is we're going to play the note C 16 times, but instead of counting from 1 to 16, we're going to count in 4s. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I'd be looking for in that when you're playing it in a lesson is that you've got a nice steady beat to it. And also, I won't be counting out loud, you probably won't count out loud, so I'll be counting in my head to see if you are actually playing the right number of notes. The book, it shows you here at the top where middle C is. It's got quite a nice sort of cartoony diagram. It tells you what a bar line is, it tells you what a time signature is. So 4/4 is 4 crotchet beats per bar, and the bar lines are separated here when you get your vertical lines. So it's telling you the theory as we go along rather than trying to tell you too much in advance. The next exercise is note D, so that's that one, and then so it's just got D's and C's, and we've got a repeat mark at the end, so we'll play it twice. So to make it more interesting, I'm going to do a drum beat with this one as well. So the first time we play a song with a drum beat, I like the kids to, and the adults, all the pupils, to have a listen to the drum beat and see if they can work out where the first beat of the bar is. So it's there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And to start with, we'll put the drum beat on first, and I ask them to play the music to start when they feel it's right. So maybe a bit fast for a beginner, but we can change the tempo as well. So I'll maybe play it once at a speed of about 80. So if you want to play along, there we go. I'll count you in as well, and I'll use I'll count you in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so you see I joined in on some chords on the second time just to make it a bit more interesting. The next one, again, like I said at the start, it's better to have too many exercises than not enough. It's just covering, again, C's and D's, all in crotchets, not too much to think about at the same time. Really good to set pupils up to succeed and to feel good about themselves, and I can give them lots of praise when they get it right. So this one I'll do straight off with some chords, and we'll have a bossa nova. So, and I'll do it a bit faster than the last one, and we'll also use a sync start as well because we're getting a bit good at this now. So you can see the light flashes there on some keyboards. It'll show you on the screen how fast it's going to be. So with the sync start, it does what it says on the tin. So when I play a chord, it's going to start. If the chords are not switched on, it'll start when I play any of the notes. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Right, straight on to exercise 5. I'm going to keep the same settings because all we're learning on this is how to count minims. So, and it's quite nice in the book. It's got a 1 when you play in quite big notes, and then the 2 and the 4 are a bit smaller. So we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I hadn't noticed before actually, that's pretty much the same as exercise 4, but with minims instead of crotchets. So again, you can't fail to get that right. And the half note, we call the minim. So on to exercise 6. I'm just going to blast through these, keeping the bossa nova because it's all quite easy. Resist putting an extra C at the end just to make it sound finished. And quickly, exercise 7. Okay, and if you're very keen, you'll notice I put an extra little ending at the end of that one. And also I remembered to sit up straight as well. You always need to try and keep remembering your posture. So moving on, next note is E. So again, we've got a nice little picture. It shows you where it is on the stave, although in this book all the notes are written onto the music, which I am in favour of for keyboard, because you've got so much else to think about with how to play the chords and how to do the counting, that learning where the notes are on the stave is something that you can learn quite easily at a later date. So for exercise 8, let's pick another style. Let's have a tango. I'll use my one-touch setting, so I get, oh, I've got some strings. We'll put it back onto A. So we've got an accordion, and I'll give an intro as well. So. Okay, now I've got no idea how long this video is so far. I'm just going to do the rest of this page, and then we'll do the next page in another video. So we'll keep to the tango for exercise number 9. So again, lots of practice. Notes that are held, the minims are in smaller notes. Suggested voice clarinet, so we could chuck a clarinet in there. I can find one. Flute and woodwind. Sweet clarinet. Okay. Okay, I've just realised this is probably a bit too fast, so if you are wanting to play along, we'll make it a lot slower. So that's the tap tempo button I've got on my keyboard's quite handy for if you kind of think, oh, I want it about that speed. You just tap it and it tells you what speed it is. So this is 88 crotchet beats per minute. Moving swiftly on, exercise 10, we have now got a 4-beat note. So Americans call this a whole note. We call it a semi-breve. And again, it's got a repeat. I'll keep my tango going and we'll have an introduction. Finally, we get a piece of music with a name. So this is In the Light of the Moon, or Clair de la Lune, which I think might be based on Debussy. So we'll have another setting for this one. We'll have something quite straightforward. Oh, I don't know which one to use now. Let's have a US chart hit. Oh yeah. And it says to use an organ, so we'll use an organ. I like the jazz organ. And we're still at 82 beats per minute. So that's probably pretty good. That means you can join in if you want to. So we'll have probably a 4-beat intro. be. I've not used it for a while. And that's one of the good things about playing keyboard, is that if you get bored of practicing a piece, just practice it with a different drum beat. So maybe we'll make this one a country one, and then we'll wrap things up for today. So there we go, that's my video for today. My kids are always watching YouTube, so it always says leave me a comment, give me a like, subscribe, do all that stuff. Yes please. And I'll make another video. Thank you very much. Bye bye.